A few examples: meeting a porn star and dating her for an arrangement, which I just did that. Didn't last.
Oh, I forgot.
It didn't last very long, but
she didn't tell you though, right? You just figured it out in a roundabout way.
Well, she gave me her Venmo, and it had her stage name on there, and you Googled that, bam. There's some nice, lovely adult videos that she performed very well in. Not that I haven't watched every one of them.
Oh, no.
I was curious.
Of course you were.
Welcome to Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. Here's your host, Marcus.
Welcome to another episode of Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. And I've got my lovely co-host Lily with me today. How are you, Lily?
I am well. Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. Lily's been living the life, and we are going to hear about it.
Oh, goodness. I don't know about all that.
Well, I kind of get some preview. I got Lily rode with me to the studio today, and so we started talking, and then I told her, hush up. This is good podcast material.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I tell you what, let's just jump in. I actually took a girl on a trip this weekend, and you are planning a trip with a sugar daddy.
I am planning a trip coming up pretty quickly. And it's 7 days.
Wow.
And it's on the East Coast.
Wow. Sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm excited about it. I'm a little bit nervous because this is a gentleman that I've only been on 3 dates with.
Mm-hmm.
But we really get along very well. We really hit it off, and we have good rapport. And so this is going to be a test of, is there relationship potential here?
And you know what we said, I think even the last episode, was you never really get to know somebody until you travel with them.
It's true. If you can travel with someone, then there's a chance.
Yeah. So let's talk about allowance and PPMs and how you structure that, because I kind of came across a situation this weekend where, I took somebody to Vegas. We had a fantastic time. Hey, I'm going to give a recommendation. There's a place called Blackout Dining. It's dining in the dark. If you've never tried that, it's a highly recommended experience. It's fine food, but of course you don't have to dress up for it because you're in the dark.
You don't even have to be dressed.
No, well, yeah. And they take you into this pitch black room, and it's vegetarian, so you don't have to worry about. And they ask you if you have any allergies or anything before that. But all the food is, pretty much catered to the masses. And then it's a 7-course dinner, and it's just fantastic. And what happens is, since you can't see, all your other senses are heightened, like your smell. You start smelling everything in there, and you start hearing everything. And it's such a cool experience. It's a cool way to eat dinner, actually.
I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah, so I know they have those in other parts of the country, but I did take someone to that in Vegas, and she thought it was absolutely amazing. So anyway, went to some shows this weekend. Saw a great Cirque du Soleil show called Mad Apple at the New York, and then we went to saw a Blue Man Group. I've seen them multiple times, but it's always a fun time. Fabulous dinners. So I know what I give her usually per date, because we're just on a PPM basis.
Right.
I just give her a little bit. So what do you recommend that I would give her for a fantastic weekend that cost me quite a bit of money already? I flew her up there, back and forth.
See, I'm kind of negotiating the same thing with my potential trip that's coming up, and I actually didn't get it. So he asked me a similar question. He said, what would you want for basically the week-long trip, considering seaside bed and breakfast, great seafood, music festival, and all the other events and activities that we're going to do? I thought he was asking me, does that all sound fun? And do I want to do all of that on the trip?
And
so
like,
I said,
sure.
yes,
Fantastic.
yes, and yes. But looking back at it, he was asking what type of compensation did I want for having to take a week off work and just...
Because you are going to be losing money that week.
Be 100%,
Yeah.
And, just the travel and the time. And So yeah, I don't know. We're going to discuss that later in person. I don't know the answer there. I would say at the very least, the number of, like, if you do a certain amount for a day or an overnight, then however many days or nights you're gone, multiply it by that. Despite the fact that you're doing, because if you were dating here, you'd be doing the same thing. You'd be taking her to a concert or to a really nice restaurant or to some type of event. So it's kind of the same thing, even though you're out of town. The only really big additional expense for the sugar daddy would be the travel expenses, right? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, we struggle with that one, and we've talked about it before. I know Taylor, many episodes ago, I believe it was episode 32, it came up. She's like, well, if they're gone for 3 days, you have them for 3 days, you should triple their pay per meet. I don't think... I think you should get some kind of a volume discount.
Yeah, you know what? You've got a point, because you're getting a really nice trip. So it just kind of sucks that you have to sit with a calculator and go, what am I losing in wages?
Right, it's very awkward to even talk about this.
I'd rather just have the daddy tell me what he thought was fair.
Well, the problem is he's kind of making it a little bit difficult for you, which it shouldn't be. It should be easy for the sugar baby. They shouldn't have to be trying to negotiate.
Exactly.
Right?
I hate that part.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody's comfortable with that part.
I absolutely hate it.
Oh, so sugar daddies, try to make it easy on the sugar babies where they don't feel uncomfortable, where they feel like you've been generous. But, I get it. Things are very expensive. We're all on a budget, unless you're a billionaire, and there's a few of those. But, we do have budgets. The gentleman that you're going with has had a very high-paying profession for many years, and elite education, so he made very good money, but he's still on a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because, as I've said so many times, dating is expensive, and sugar dating is phenomenally expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not cut out for everyone.
So I'm really hoping that this particular trip goes well, that I'm doing in a couple of weeks, because if we vibe well, then there's potential that I'll get to go to Europe for a month down the road in the fall. Yeah. Wow. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. You guys have already discussed that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If we get along great on this trip and the relationship is growing and we're comfortable traveling together, then he's looking for someone to take to Europe.
I'll put on a wig. I want to go to Europe. Wow, that sounds exciting. And where'd you find him? On Tinder? Bumble?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No, not at all. You know right where I found him.
Yes, I do. And if you guys want to click on our website, go down to the links, and you can click on seeking.com, and it'll take you to the website, and then that way they'll know where you came from and who you were referred to. And maybe we'll make like $5 or something on it if you sign up. But it definitely is a place where you can meet a higher quality, higher caliber gentleman. And,
you can.
And I guess there's some sugar mamas on there too. I never refer to them because they're very few and far between. But
it would be fun to have one on the show. But how do we find one?
Yeah, actually, if you are a sugar mama, definitely reach out to us. We would love to pick your brain and hear how it goes on your side, because getting a sugar daddy on the show is very difficult. Finding a sugar mama is almost like a unicorn. Mm-hmm. It's very rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a really interesting perspective.
Well, speaking of sugar daddies, I did get a letter from one this week, and let me read that. It's kind of got some interesting things in here. This is from Jonathan, and he says, "Hello there to all of you. I love listening to your work and to each one of you, most especially the engaging and thrilling Amy and the provocative and sensual Angie."
Those are good descriptions of those girls.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Unfortunately, those two have been very busy lately, so we get them on kind of rarely now, but they're still a big part of the show. All right, onward. It says, "All of you have such great charisma and lovely voices and fantastic tales to spin, and tell us about this unique adventure. I have a plethora of stories to share about dates and other websites I've explored and had great success in the last few months. A few examples: meeting a porn star and dating her for an arrangement. which I just did that. Didn't last.
Oh, I forgot.
It didn't
that.
last very long, but
She didn't tell you though, right? You just
No.
figured it out
Yeah, I
in
found
a
out.
roundabout way.
well, she gave me her Venmo, and it had her stage name on there, and you Googled that, bam. There's some nice, lovely adult videos that she performed very well in. Not that I haven't watched every one of them.
Oh no.
I was curious.
Of course you were.
And let's see what else. He says, and meeting a stripper at her club on the first date and getting to know her in an intimate setting. Actually, I've done that also. Meeting a gorgeous Latina. Meeting a gorgeous Latina, and I love the Latinas.
Yes.
My ex-wife was Latina, and as you know,
Ooh, Marcus loves the exotic
I do.
beauties.
She says I go for the brown girls.
The brown girls, the spicy girls.
I do. Mm-hmm. They have a hot temper, too. Little spicy tempers, too. You got to beware of those, but...
Keep it hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, there's lots of really spicy Latinas here in southern U.S.
It's true.
Because we are close to the border. And I've seen a lot of really exotic mixes where there's this girl that I've seen, and she's a mix between, what was it? Oh, Mexican, Filipino, and German.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty interesting mix there. Yeah, I think her mom was Mexican.
Gosh, a German
And then her
and
dad.
Latina
Yeah.
woman mixed together.
I tell you, man.
Oh boy, that's a handful.
Let's see. Moving on, it says a gorgeous Latina who has 4 children and loves to hang out for sushi and rooftop views. That sounds fantastic, actually. What I find fascinating is how this power dynamic is played out. All of you have hinted about it or talked about the subject of the exchange between 2 or more people. I have no answers as I'm finding a balance between personal expectations, personal satisfaction from spending time with another new partner, and my understanding when I ask and if they divulge their emotions to me of their own personal experience with me. Feedback is important to strive for this artful balance of money and time and pleasure in all aspects of the term. I wanted to share this fascinating article about sugar relationships from a more social scientific perspective, and I believe they have a clear and precise perspective of the dynamics involved in the exchange and what each person is seeking. Their conclusion, the maximum a person can get out of the arrangement. It's rather stark but precise in its conclusive statements about sugar relationships. All of you have touched on all of these aspects in one form or another. I'll send more comments and thoughts to you about this article on your podcast. I hope it opens new doors for further conversations. We have actually looked at the article. Lily has kind of read through it a little bit.
It's very, very
over it.
technical.
It's pretty scientific.
It is.
It kind of takes it down to a level maybe that I have to concentrate a little bit more on when I really dive into the article. But I plan on reading it. It's kind of long, but it really is a good one. And yeah, we'll take a look at that. So thank you, Jonathan, and hopefully we'll get you on the show soon, because it says you have a plethora of stories, and we want to hear those.
Yeah. When can you do an interview, Jonathan?
Right.
Does it say where he's from?
I don't know. California, I
Probably
think.
have to be a call-in.
Yeah, somewhere. No, he wasn't local. Anyway, let's see here. So, Lily, how's your last week been? I know that before that, you were pretty much going on a date a night, even couple dates a day. Sometimes if it's just like a meet and greet,
Yeah.
you'll do like a happy hour.
I've
or
kind of
something.
been juggling between SA dates and civilian dates.
You know,
And
somebody said that they'd never heard it called civilian before, but until you said that.
I think it's the easiest way for me to distinguish.
Yeah. Sounds like a
There's-
military thing.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe this is like being in the service. I don't know. And so, I don't know. It's going fine. I honestly have been contemplating a lot what we discussed last session when we talked about juggling and lack of focus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I've stopped juggling, but I'm trying to be more focused when I am on a date on really getting to know the person and assessing the potential a little better. And so I'm sort of optimistic about this guy that I was talking about earlier. And if things work out and transpire the way I think they're going to, then this may be my first arrangement, my first monthly allowance type of arrangement.
Now, you've heard us talk about the difference between PPM and monthly and weekly, but you've never really experienced it. Do you feel like there's going to be any pressure on you if you get like a monthly allowance?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you know. It's not that I haven't been offered monthly allowance. I have, but it was never, the dynamic was never right. But I feel like this one could really be something easy and natural and something that could grow.
Yeah.
So it's a little early to be saying that. But, you know, it would be really, it would help me focus if I were in a monthly allowance type situation. Then I feel like now I'm ready to focus on one person.
Yeah. Well, I know that, and you've stated it many times, in the back of your mind, or a big reason why you're out there dating is you're not looking for a one and done. You're not looking to play around. You are looking for a person.
I am.
To get a little bit more serious with, have a relationship with, share a lot of life's experiences with.
Amy called it the Cinderella complex. Yeah.
You know, Amy got you really thinking last week.
She did.
Yeah. I was hoping to have her on the show today, but she called in to work and had a lot of things going on the plate. But she can really stir up some thoughts. And
yeah, she got me really thinking.
Yeah.
She had me kind of diving down a dark rabbit hole for a while there, reassessing my life.
Yeah. Now, I know everybody's on the site for a different reason. I know that, I guess, even though I date quite a bit and I love to meet all kinds of different people and I just love experiencing the personalities of multiple people because I feel like it's just more fulfilling for me. In the back of my soul, it wouldn't bother me if I found my person. And I guess I'm still hopeful that that person is out there.
But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Because I think I know the answer.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to put you on the spot right now.
Okay.
So if you did find your person and it was your perfect person, could you ever be monogamous ever again?
I think I could, just because I have dated around so much. I know what's out there. I'm not wondering what I'm missing. I don't have FOMO, the fear of missing out.
I have that.
You have that a little bit right now.
I do.
And I think what you're going through is kind of what I've been going through for the last 3 or 4 years is like, hey, we're in our 50s. What do we got left?
Exactly.
Like 15, 20 good years? I don't know. I mean, we not even, like, unfortunately, we have friends our age that are passing away from, you know, cancer or sudden, you know, car accidents or whatever. Like, just things happen, right? Life happens. I mean, that happens to people of all ages, but we start seeing it more as we get older, as our bodies take a toll and life takes a toll on us. So I feel very energetic and alive right now, and I'm thinking I just don't want to sit home and watch Netflix and catch up on
you said that last episode, and I really thought about it. So I've really been weighing what Amy told me against what you told me. And Amy said that I need to focus more. And she even said, you shouldn't be dating more than 2 or 3 people, max. And then you said, but if you dialed it back that much, you would be bored. You'd be going out of your mind. And you're both right. Like, it's nice going out every night to dinner or whatever. It's enjoyable. It's a lot of work. It's a little exhausting, but it's also exciting, and I like it.
Well, and you haven't had that experience before because you were married 3 times.
That's true.
You lived in a small community where there's not a lot of dating going on. So now that you've moved to a city of 5 million plus, there's never-ending entertainment, never-ending opportunities, never-ending experiences waiting for you. And I just love it.
And I got FOMO, and I don't want to miss out on anything fun.
Right. Yeah. So tell us about some of the fun dates that you've had.
Well,
You've got to experience
actually,
quite a few restaurants now in town.
yeah, I've been to some really good restaurants. I went to a Thai restaurant the other night, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Funny story, though. They let you choose the level of spiciness
Yeah.
of your curry, and it's like from 1 to 6. And my date ordered a 4. So I was like, well, I really like spicy. I've never had curry before. Not that kind. And so I'm like, I think I'll do a 4 also. And he's like, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think for your first time, I'd go a max of 3. And so I dialed it back to 3, and thank goodness, because I tried his and it was too much. It was way crazy spicy.
Yeah, I don't understand you spicy eaters. Like, why would you want to eat your food in pain? I'm telling you, I got... So one of the places we went and ate in Vegas, we got shishito peppers, which are not spicy. Like they're they're in some kind of an Asian sauce, and they're very good, right?
Right.
They're not spicy, but there was like a yellow one in there I didn't notice. There was a different colored pepper in there, and I ate it, and like my head starts sweating, my mouth is on fire. I've got ice water. I'm just sipping off of, trying to keep the heat down, and I'm like, who in the hell loves this? Why do you want your mouth and soul to be on fire when you're eating?
There's a difference between spicy and just downright volcanic hot.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a little spice, but my goodness.
You just like your women spicy, not
Yeah.
your food.
Apparently so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So yeah, tried the Thai food. I'm getting ready to go to Friday. I'm going to the Van Gogh exhibit
Ooh, I hear that's
and to a nice dinner.
really cool. They have that in a lot of parts of the country. So
Yeah. I've heard mixed reviews about it. If you're like a real art snob, then you're going to be a little pretentious and like, this is cheesy.
Yeah.
But you know me. I like extra. So I think I will appreciate it.
Yeah. Since she doesn't have it anymore, I can go ahead and reveal this. But when Lily showed up on my door the first day, we went out a few times.
This is going to be a dead giveaway to
No,
who I
it's
am.
not.
Yes, it is.
You don't have the car anymore. It's gone.
But it doesn't matter. Everyone knows I owned that car.
Okay.
So don't say.
I won't reveal it, but let's just say you couldn't miss it.
Don't say the color.
No, you couldn't miss it. She had it wrapped, and it was a very sparkly,
Very sparkly.
feminine
Like
color.
my personality.
Yes. And
Oh, gosh.
the funny thing is that she went out with a gentleman, and she parked it in his neighborhood, and he asked her.
He was mortified.
He was
He's like,
mortified.
what are you driving? And my neighbors are going to say something. And they did. The neighbors said something.
Yeah. Lily also loves dressing bling bling.
Yeah.
And when we went out the first night, she had these cowboy boots. And I can't tell you, though, how many comments, how many people stop you and talk about your boots.
We had a running bet that day
Oh, that's right. What was
about
it?
who would get the more comments.
What was I wearing?
You had on your Cowboys hat.
Oh, anytime I wear the Dallas Cowboys hat, I get comments. Matter of fact, even walking into the studio today, somebody
Yes.
yelled at me about my Cowboys
Shirt.
sticker
Yeah.
shirt that I have on. Yeah.
Yeah. So we kept a running tally about who got the most comments.
I think you won that.
And my
didn't you?
boots won.
Yeah. Although I did get comments, didn't I?
Yes, you got
I
several.
told you. I told her that never fails. If I wear this hat and it has a cowboy star on it, somebody will say something, guaranteed. Mm-hmm. Especially when I wear it walking around in Vegas.
Yeah.
I get lots of, yeah, go Cowboys, or like, Cowboys suck. You know, those
It's funny that people have to comment on
it's
things.
It's America's most loved and hated team at the same time. I think it's so funny. But hey, growing up in Texas as a kid and just living south of Fort Worth, and my parents took us to the games. I'm not one of these bandwagon fans. I've lived through the misery of the last 27 years since we won a Super Bowl. Actually, the last one we won was out here in Arizona.
Yeah. It's been
Yeah.
a minute, though.
Yeah. And speaking of that, we got the Super Bowl coming here in about 7 months, and Lily, and just to kind of let you know a little bit about what I do for a living and what makes me money at this point is I've got a lot of real estate investments, and we've got Airbnbs, rentals. We do fix and flips and just all kinds of stuff. Own a cabinet company. And what are we getting ready for right now here? 7 months out.
We're getting ready for Super Bowl.
That's right. So if any of you local listeners want to start readying your properties or readying yourself for that week, I mean, literally, we could make $100,000 that week. Mm-hmm. That's our goal. So,
yeah. We're even going as far as to, because I rent from Marcus, so we're even going as far as staying out of town. Like I can go back home for that weekend and rent out my apartment.
Yeah. I've already told Amy I'm going to sleep on her couch for a week while I rent out my house. I mean, honestly, the house is probably going to rent for $20,000 to $25,000 that week.
Yeah.
We're putting in a pool, a putting green, a jacuzzi, all that good stuff, getting the backyard finished and getting it ready.
It's going to be the
Super
party
Bowl.
house.
Yeah, and then I think, who was it? Sasha actually said that we should hold a sugar daddy party there after it's done.
Yeah.
Which I think would be
I think we should.
A fun little mixer.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
Anyway, so let's get back to this whole subject of finding your person, because I do have some things to say about that.
Okay, let's get to
why
it.
Why the grin?
It'll be easier to talk about with Amy not here. Amy just wants to be like, no, Lily, no, and no. Red flag this and red flag that.
Yeah. So if a guy does what, he is definitely not your person. Fill in the blank.
If a guy does what? If a guy is arrogant, definitely not my person.
And I'm hearing that from so many people that they'll meet somebody, beautiful house, good career. Obviously, the person has some financial
Ooh, I have
success.
a story. I have a really good story.
And they don't like them because they're so fucking arrogant.
Yes.
Men.
So let me tell you about one of my guys that I met very early on in the site. Probably, I want to say it was at least back in February, March. And we went on a couple of dates. He was a pilot. He had a gorgeous Tuscan villa style home. Massive. It was just huge. Beautiful. Hardwood, 2-story. It was to die for. Mm-hmm. But even better than his Tuscan villa house was his tropical oasis backyard. Oh. I felt like I was literally in a high-end resort.
Yeah, that's my goal for my backyard.
Oh my gosh, it had a swimming pool with a bridge over the middle of it. Oh. It had a built-in hot tub. There was just tropical vegetation everywhere. A rotunda, a huge barbecue, kitchen, grilling area. It was immaculately landscaped. But the guy was kind of a pretentious asshole.
Okay, like, what made him that way? Like, what did he do where you've come to this conclusion?
Well, he was just super negative and very critical, and you'd bring something up, and his comeback was always disagreeing and negative. Mm-hmm. And like we had plans for, this is when I was having to travel from out of town to the Valley, and we had weekend plans, and I texted him to make sure our plans were still on. He's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I forgot all about that. I'm really super busy with work. I don't know. He just was too into himself. And
here you are planning a travel for 3-hour drive for you to come see this gentleman.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I forgot all about it.
And then he ghosted me for the longest time and just reached back out to me again.
So how long did he ghost you for? Like a few months? He hasn't talked to you in months, right?
Like 3 months.
Okay.
At least. And then reached back out like he had never ghosted me and like he had never been an asshole. Mm-hmm. And proceeded to just be just as arrogant as he ever was. Apologized profusely, but then just exhibited the same exact behavior in our messaging and phone calls.
And then he asked you what you were doing, and you said what? You were on a date.
Oh, yeah. He texted me pretty late at night, and said, "Hey, what are you up to?" And I said, "Oh, I'm on a date." And he just
And that set him
he
off.
thought it said him. Yeah, he went off on me. He thought that was super rude. I'm like, did we not meet on a dating website?
If you can see her face right now, guys.
I should tell you what I texted him because I was really upset. I
Yeah.
don't know if I can find it.
We'll give you a second to pull that text up because I want to hear it. You told me the story earlier, and I just can't believe
hope I
the
didn't.
gall of this guy.
I hope I didn't delete it. After I told him I was on a date, he said, "You didn't need to respond at all tonight, much less rub it in with that information. It actually hurt more than you know."
And you haven't talked to him in how long?
3 months.
And it hurt.
And we only had gone on like 3 dates.
Oh, jeez.
And then he ghosted me. I never ghosted him. And then he said, "You won't hear from me again." He said, "I've never done
Okay.
that to you and wouldn't." What?
What?
What did I do? I told him I was on a date. So I said, "You seriously have some issues that you need to deal with. Do you honestly think that a girl who you talked to and dated briefly months ago is sitting around waiting for you to pull your head out of your ass and court her? That's completely delusional. I'm not going to sit around and wait for someone to realize how special I am. You get it or you don't, and clearly you don't." Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
End of that one.
And he never answered back after that.
But
he
he-
probably blocked me.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
So he has a house here, but he doesn't live here, right? Or,
No, he does.
Oh, he does live here, but he travels a lot.
Well, yeah, because he's a pilot.
Pilot. And but you guys, but he was so out of town so much that you guys went out just sporadically, right?
Yes,
Just
correct.
once here or there. Yeah, he got possessive with you. You had another
Which
guy-
is so weird.
You had another gentleman from up north got a little possessive with you, and he was married, and he wanted to pay you like a very low monthly allowance, and he wanted you to be exclusive.
Oh, I think we talked about that
Yeah,
on 2 episodes ago.
yeah, we did mention that.
Yeah, so we went out one time and he really liked me. He wanted to keep talking on the phone and texting, but he was from out of state, a little bit north, not drastically north. I'm not going to say exactly where, but he traveled back and forth between here and there often. And he wanted to see me when he was down here. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then come to find out, he was married. And he wanted to have an arrangement where when he saw me, he would just give me a PPM amount.
Right.
But he only wanted to see me every other month because that was as often as he would be down here. So every other month, he wanted to give me a PPM amount, but he wanted me to be exclusive. And I said, "What? You're married and you're asking a side chick to be exclusive with you for like a PPM amount?" Like,
It's ridiculous.
that is insane. Yeah, that is insane. There's no way. How are we, of course, that's not what I'm looking for anyway, but I just thought it was a preposterous proposal. Say that 3 times fast.
Not even going to try it.
You're no fun.
Yeah. So you've gotten offers in the millions, and then you've gotten offers for a few $100 to be exclusive
Yeah.
from first one married
It's
man.
so crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That's why I always say it's a lot to negotiate. It's a lot to navigate. You got to really be good at sifting, and you can't really take anything too personally.
Yeah.
And I think I know for a fact some girls let it really get to them.
Yeah. Well, men, if you're looking for your person, and there are so many men that are, they really are, whether it's on Tinder or Bumble or Match or this site or farmersonly.com. If you've ever actually gone on farmersonly.com, I want to hear from you because
No, I dated a guy and
It is
he met a long-term girlfriend
it's a real site.
Yeah, he was a rancher. I actually met him on SA.
No way.
But he was a rancher, and he had met his previous long-term girlfriend on farmersonly.com because he was a rancher and she was really into equestrian stuff. And they hit it off.
Yeah.
And they had a good relationship for a couple of years.
Yeah. Well, so I get asked all the time from my friends and some of my associates, where are you meeting these women? Because they've seen them.
Yes.
And you've seen them.
Oh, because you flaunt them.
Well, why wouldn't you?
You're always posting all your hotties.
I mean, isn't women the ultimate men's
Accessory? Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
It's fun. So they're like, dude, and you know what happens? I mean, it is fun, like going out with really beautiful women and having a great time. But also, too, as a side benefit, it elevates your status with people. It just really does.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding you.
I believe it.
I'm playing golf tonight in a little fun event we do in the evenings on every Thursday. And when I walk into that club, people are like, dude, what is going on? Like, I saw this, you were doing this and that. Because I post these stories on Instagram just for fun, just kind of as travel. And people like living vicariously through, I don't know, I wouldn't call it my Playboy life.
It's almost like you do a daily video journal or 2 or 3 or 9.
I started that from my mom. Because my mom was...
I love that.
And she we have 8 kids, or she had 8 kids. I had 7 brothers and sisters. And they're spread all over the country. And so she's like, this is the only way I can keep up with you guys. I love watching your stories on Facebook or Instagram. So I'll do it on Instagram and then I post also on Facebook. And I would always see that she would watch my stories. And so I liked journaling kind of what I was going on. And it gives me business too, because, I do a lot of work stuff too and fun stuff. And then people just ask me questions. So I really enjoy it. It was funny. Well, it wasn't funny, but when my mom passed away last year, almost a year ago, I stopped doing them.
Did you?
I all of a sudden felt like, why am I doing this? Because my mom's not going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
But then I started having people reach out after like 3 weeks and they go, hey, are you okay? You haven't posted anything in like 3 weeks. I'm like, yeah, I just kind of lost the motivation to do it. They're like, dude, you got to start posting because we love your stories. Like every time I see your story pop up, we want to watch it because you're always doing crazy, fun, interesting things. And these are from my married friends who are just sitting at home. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why I'm not ready to jump into marriage. I'm not opposed to it, but I've been married for 16 years and I know exactly what they're going through.
Yeah.
But,
things can get a little stale.
Yeah. But anyway, they said, hey, we really love your stuff and we'd like, just checking on you to make sure you're okay. So I started posting again and I just get comments like every day and it's a lot of fun.
Well, initially you lost your mom, you weren't okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
but I just kind of lost the motivation to post anything because because I really did it. I started it out doing it for her. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anyway, back to my point about the guys and my friends and family asking me, where are you meeting these girls? Because we're not finding these girls.
And you can't tell them.
I know. So
are there any of them that you can tell?
Not really. So do you know what I say? Just as something funny and men.
Farmersonly.com.
I say, oh, you should check out farmersonly.com. It's amazing. And they look at me like, are you serious?
Next time I want you to say Christian Mingle.
You know the other one I say? J-Date. You really need to try J-Date. And they'll go, what is that? I'm like, that's the Jewish dating site. They all hang out there. So
no.
I just kind of make fun. If they really press me for it, sometimes I just say, it's a mutual friend. And then it just stops right there. What can they really ask you after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mutual friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's a little bit embarrassing. Oh, I met him on this arrangement site. I'm paying them to be my girlfriend, pseudo girlfriend.
Yeah,
it's kind of a weird thing. What do you do when people ask you, where are you meeting all these guys? But of course, you are meeting them all over the place.
Yeah, I am meeting them all over the place. But also, I don't post any of my dates ever, and I wouldn't until I was in an actual.
See, it's different between
if I was
men
in
and women.
Actual relationship, I would post it. But I actually post my divorce. I did date one guy for 4 months, and I still didn't post photos of our adventures on social media because I didn't know what kind of longevity it would have.
Right.
And I'm glad now that I didn't.
No, I get it. It's not for everyone. I just kind of, how people will go to a nice restaurant and the food comes out, it's amazing, and they'll post pictures of the food. It's kind of like me. I'm just This is posting pictures.
Yeah,
of
you're
my
very
day.
open and you don't mind posting everything.
Well, you know what's funny is the girls I go out with, they love it though.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen them? They just like, oh, you got the camera on? They just all of a sudden go into this mode, this camera mode that they're all used to doing anyway.
Yeah.
Because most of these girls are posting all kinds of stuff anyway.
Yeah.
They're very social.
Because you date the young ones.
We'll define young.
Well, you're dating the young ones who
Younger.
are very, very, very involved in their social media.
Mm-hmm.
And multiple social medias.
Yeah.
Like, I literally only do Facebook because I'm elderly.
Well, if you do Instagram, it automatically goes over to Facebook. So
Yeah, I have an Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't know how to
yeah.
operate it.
You know, it's funny. So I had Kimmy, who is working for me, helping me with my web tech company. And one of the very first things I had her do, because she didn't have that much experience, but I wanted to get her caught up, is I had her listen to this book called The Lean Startup. And it's a very good book, but it talked about a project that they spent all this time and money on, which was bringing all the messaging from all these different apps like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all this into one application. And so you wouldn't have to be going to all the different apps to message people and to post stuff.
Yeah.
It failed miserably.
Why?
They didn't do enough case studies because the kids, they don't mind. They don't.
Yeah,
they
that was
don't
my
mind
problem.
Posting on Snapchat and then posting on Instagram and then posting on Facebook and posting on TikTok and all that. They're used to all these different platforms.
That was my problem with online dating. I didn't like being on multiple sites because I had to keep checking them
Yeah.
all, and it was exhausting.
Right. I think that's an older thing. The younger generation, they don't mind.
It's second nature to them.
I know, it's really weird. And then you got Twitter, and all this different things, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because all these different social media sites cater differently. Like now that it's poker season for me, I go on Twitter because it's just a firestorm of I follow a lot of poker players. This is a firestorm of talk and all this stuff back and forth. And it can get pretty bad. Like very personal, and people bitch and complain on there, or they'll
attack each other.
It's a very interesting platform where you don't really find that on Instagram because people are posting pictures and videos, right? Mostly of their adventures and things that they want people to admire them about or something like that, right? But then Facebook is a whole different platform because it kind of combines the two, right?
Right.
And then TikTok is all about videos. Lots of fun short videos.
So this is
It's just all kinds
interesting.
of different platforms.
A lot of times on SA, I will have gentlemen want to get off the site and communicate some other way.
And which way?
And, I just got asked by one guy if I had Telegram.
Telegram, yeah. That's
I didn't even know what that was.
It's a newer one. It's a lot like WhatsApp.
A lot of them want a Snapchat, which
Yeah.
I don't like Snapchat
I know.
at all.
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm on there, but I'm not a
Or
big fan.
Kick
Yeah, that's
or
another.
WhatsApp. And I actually do have Kick and WhatsApp. I never check them, though.
Yeah,
So, yeah. It's mostly the younger guys.
I know, right?
The younger guys who want to date a MILF.
Or a GILF.
Exactly.
So which one do you prefer? Like if somebody wants to chat offline, you just prefer your texting, right?
I'd rather text.
Yeah.
Yes, if I feel safe with that. But also, I don't mind WhatsApp. WhatsApp's pretty cool. But I think your phone number shows on that one, too.
Yeah.
Kick's not terrible, but it seems like lately there's a lot of ads or something or weird people popping in.
Well,
Like
when
sex
I
workers
was-
and whatnot.
Yeah, I was going to say when I was on Tinder a lot and Bumble, and this is before I found Seeking. A lot of people, the girls, I could tell that were more escorts and prostitutes. They'd want to direct you over to Kick. That's KIK.
Yeah.
And I think I downloaded it years ago, and then it was just one scammer after another. So I finally I deleted it.
Yeah.
And anytime anybody asked me to go to Kick, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's how I am about Snapchat. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not a teenager. I don't snap.
Oh, speaking of scammers, so I keep my membership active, and I do love screwing with the scammers and trying to figure out their game. There was a couple this week. I got a message from somebody, and they're like, hey, I can't really check my messages on Seeking, so here's my Snapchat, and they give me their thing. I'm like, you just sent me a message. I know women can check their messages on this. So stupid. But then I had this other one. I want to read you this one. So there's a brand new profiles are a red flag already. Okay, doesn't mean they're scams, but first of all, it's a red flag if it's been on the site for a day or two. Mm-hmm. That's where the scammers hang out, in the new profiles, right?
Right.
Their profiles don't last long. Super hot 19-year-old. Not really looking for a 19-year-old, but I knew this one was a scam. So I said, I even went, hey, if you're a real profile, I mean, here's kind of what I'm looking for, and here's my phone number. Sure enough, she sent me a message at 5:15 this morning. Okay, what hot girl, I'm going to show you a picture of her. What hot girl looks like that is up at 5:15 a.m.?
Yeah, no, she's stunning, but she's very young. There's no way she rolled out of bed before 9 or 10.
Exactly. So there's second red flag. Hi, it's Savannah, and she sends me this picture. I go, hey, good morning. Are you in Arizona? Yes, I am. Are you? Oh, well, yeah, you found me on the you're posted in Arizona. You found me on the Arizona site. We've been talking, because we're in Arizona. So I said, yeah, I live just south of Scottsdale. What part of town are you in? Oh, I'm near the community college. I don't attend there, LOL. Right? How many community colleges we have here in town? Half a dozen?
Yeah.
At least?
At least.
So that was just a general statement. I'm like, okay, red flag number 3. And gentlemen, the reason I'm reading over this is because don't be stupid. Don't be naive. There's so many red flags already in this. I already knew it was a scam, but I just wanted to hear her out. So I go, she's like, how's your day going so far? I said, good. Why is a girl like you awake at 5 a.m.? She responds, a girl like me? LOL, I'm always up early. What do you do for work? I said, real estate. So then I put her to the test. I'm like, so I'm available this morning. Let's meet up. I'm actually going to get a hydrofacial today with a few girlfriends. You should treat me. I'll come over after and show you my tricks and talents. So, and actually, it's funny because I've had this exact same message months ago. The exact same message.
That's funny.
Hydrofacial? Who even uses those words?
I don't even know what a hydrofacial is, but I think I need one.
Yeah, probably. But nobody in Arizona has referred to a hydrofacial.
The FOMO kicks in. Yeah. Somebody's getting a treatment that I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. So so then I've had enough because I'm bored now. I mean, I already know the scam. So I go, hey, your scam game needs to improve. So many mistakes you've made from the very beginning. Maybe you'll get an idiot to send you money, but I've counted 5 red flags already. Come on, step it up, bro. Because it's some dude.
Did they respond?
No, then they didn't respond, and I haven't gone to check, but they probably blocked me now. That was the last.
That's funny.
But these scam messages are so obvious, but they still work on some men. We had Joseph in here, one of our first sugar daddies that we interviewed, and he lost $12,000.
Yeah.
To a scammer.
Well, there's so many soft-hearted people that if you give them a sob story, they're going to try to help you out.
Yeah.
And sadly, they just get taken.
Yeah. I tracked another girl who was in our area, and she had all these really cute pictures, and she was very responsive. But then all of a sudden, her location changed from Arizona to like Jacksonville. And I go, hey, are you not in town anymore? She goes, oh, no, I'll be back next Saturday. You want to go out next Saturday? I was like, okay, well, I'm free. And she's like, hey, I know we haven't met yet, but I want to get this really cute outfit for you. And she sent me like this lingerie picture. Can you just send me a little bit of money, and then I promise I'll wear it on our date? And I'm like, I am not sending you money. I haven't even met you. And so I end up tracking her, and like every few days she would change cities. And she was all over the country. I go, well, when are you coming back to Arizona? She goes, oh, it'll be next week, but I travel a lot. She doesn't travel. She's just changing her city, talking to all these different men in all these different cities, trying to get them to send her money.
So let's talk about that feature on the site. What is it called? The wish list or the gift list? What is that? Have you sent anybody anything off of that?
No, but I've had plenty of people tell me that they have gotten random gifts in the mail from that. So
I had a message that said somebody was trying to view my wish list.
Wish list, yeah.
And of course, I never made one because,
Yeah, it's something that I'm sure they're partnered with Seeking, and Seeking probably profits off of it a little bit, and then the company profits. But just like an Amazon wish list, people can go in there, select gifts that they would like, and men can go on their wish list and buy them gifts. There's plenty of fake profiles who have set up a wish list and says, hey, I'd love to meet you, but if you get me something off my wish list, you'll go to the top of the list or whatever, right?
Interesting.
You're never meeting this girl.
Well, I just can't believe somebody tried to view mine when I don't even have one.
Well,
but maybe I should make one just to see what happens.
Yeah. I've accidentally pressed on that a few times. And then other times I was curious to see kind of what they're wishing for. And it could be like adult toys. It could be lingerie. It could be earrings. It could be anything, right? There's just kind of a wish list. And you might as well make one.
I think I will. Just out of curiosity. That would be an interesting experiment.
Random gifts show up on your doorstep. That would be kind of cool, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and you're a real profile. You could actually FaceTime them, talking to them on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you could get some men to send you some gifts.
I don't know.
I
think I'm going to experiment with that.
Yeah. Well, why don't you do that, and then we'll give you a report here in a few weeks to see if it actually worked.
Okay. Remind me to set that up tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. I didn't really know what we were going to talk about today, and it's already been...
I know. I was so nervous. I'm like, we have planned nothing to talk about. And we thought Amy was going to be here.
Yeah.
And she always has great topics. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it'll be so easy.
Well, I always have a few things to talk about, but I was rushing. We were doing some construction work for a client, and things were going sideways, and was running a little late, so I didn't have all my notes in front of me. But it was we got into some really good stuff.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, my mind's going now, and I have some subjects I want to bring up next episode if we don't have a guest. So we will.
We need to write them down.
Yeah, we'll explore those. Hey, if you want to be on the show, or you want to send us a message, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Secrets of a Sugar Daddy. And don't forget to go to our website, go to the bottom where the links are, and we have a couple of affiliates. One of them is a fantastic course on how to pleasure a woman called OMGS. Highly recommended. Lily, would you recommend that course for everybody?
I haven't checked it out yet. I do want to check it out. I only looked at it with you one time, and it was really awkward and uncomfortable. But it was well done.
Yeah.
It really was.
It is so realistic.
And it's interactive, which is really fascinating.
Yeah, you got to check it out. But make sure you go to our link so they know where you came from. And we'd appreciate that. So until next episode, bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to connect or even be on the show, we'd love to hear from you at secretsofasugardaddy.com.